community content, conservative opinions, which is unlike any other paper around here.
People read it. They don't just say, throw it in the trash. They want to read it, and while they're reading it, they're going to see what you got to say.
I can't tell you the number of bathrooms I've been in where it's sitting in the bathroom reading rack. So there you go. Currantonline.com, COURANT online.com. Okay, so we're talking about, we're talking about the New York Times editorial, and Jasmine from Chicago wants to call in. Jasmine, welcome to the show. Oh, no, I got the wrong one. Derek, can you change it up, please? Jasmine, welcome to the show.
Hello there.
Hey, how are you? How's Chicago?
Oh, you know.
More people dying. It's the weekend. People dying. Ambulances running. It's that thing, right?
Really.
So you want to talk about the New York Times editorial?
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to comment that having read, I didn't read the whole thing, but I read some of it. It read to me like something James Comey would write.
He has been suggested as the author, and I wondered when I heard that, well, do they mean former administration official, Does that count?
That's a whole other possibility. I didn't even think about that. It could very well be because, well, yeah, if you've read any of the stuff from James Comey's tweets and stuff, and that's kind of the way you're right, Jasmine. It does kind of sound like it could be a Comey letter.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody about it at work yesterday, and they said, I never thought of that. I said, hey, I'm not just about the looks, I read. But anyway, and the other thing, I really wish somebody would have had the nerve, because, Obama was here yesterday, and screwing up, more young people's brains down at University of Illinois. And I would have loved it if somebody would have gotten up, when he was taking credit for the economy, if somebody would have gotten up and said, you didn't build that.
That's brilliant.
That is brilliant. Well done, Jasmine. Well done.
Wouldn't that have been great? I mean, the media would, of course, not covered it, but, somebody would have had it.
Yeah, well, that's a great tagline for crying out loud. Put that on Facebook or Twitter. Get that out there and tag me on it or something, because that's a winner. That's brilliant.
I was watching Tucker Carlson last night, and they were showing clips of Obama speaking, and then Trump in reply, and then Obama speaking, and Trump in reply. And my wife was in the kitchen. She was listening, and she asked me, she said, "Are they actually debating each other?" And she said, that would be great. Wouldn't that be great if you actually had Trump and Obama debating each other? She had a wonderful idea there.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I would love. I bet you it would be like the biggest HBO special ever.
Goodness, pay-per-view.
Imagine how many charities we could fund with that, because I bet you everybody would pay for that. I know I would. I'm not one of those guys that normally pays extra for HBO events, but I would pay to see that. You know it. What else you got, Jasmine?
Well, the other thing is, we kind of touched a little bit on Chicago. I don't know if you know this or not, but Laura Ingraham did a town hall last night all about Chicago, from Chicago.
Oh, she did? No, I didn't see it.
She did. And I find that, I don't know if you know, well, I'm sure you do know, that during the week, the big news was that Crazy Emmanuel is not running for a re-election.
Yes, we did hear that beginning of the week, and I guess that's probably a good move on his part, because I don't even think the Democrats want to vote for him at this point.
No. But, the thing is, it kind of is happening like a domino effect. Like, he's leaving, and during the Ingram town hall meeting, there were a lot of people, like pastors and organizers from Chicago, and they were all saying that they would welcome the National Guard, that they would welcome Donald Trump's, help, which is, I never thought I'd hear that from a pastor in Chicago, but I think that people are hopefully starting to open their eyes.
Yeah, they're getting woke. They're getting woke, right, in Chicago?
Yeah.
Woke.
Yeah. I mean, and I think it's Saturday, so we'll be getting some interesting numbers, I'm sure, by tomorrow. And it's just it really makes me feel like I'm in the old movie Silverado, and there's the shootings going on all over the place.
It's the Wild West of Chicago, where guns are banned, but entirely prevalent everywhere, right?
I was thinking of Blazing Saddles, where the people wanted the governor to send in help, and they got Cleavon Little. Why he's a.
I love that movie. Got to watch that.
Oh my God, Cleavon Little. That's one of my dad's favorites.
Yeah, well, there you go. All right. Well, anything else, Jasmine?
No, just have a great week, you guys.
Okay, you too, and keep us appraised of what's going on out there in Murderland.
I will.
Murderland,
Stay
Chicago.
safe. Stay safe. Duck.
Let's take a call from Elaine in Ypsilanti. Elaine, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much. Did you hear Joe call in this morning, his commentary about Obama going across the U.S.?
No, I didn't.
Was that on abolitionists?
Was it the abolitionist roundtable?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
No,
I thought I was listening.
Yeah, didn't hear.
Well, I didn't quite hear him real good, but he said something about he was trying not to laugh himself off the couch because he called Obama's tour a comedy tour.
Oh, no. You know what I just realized? You invoked Joe's name. Beetlejuice.
Also, I wanted to comment about the Electoral College. We heard that before the vote, one Republican said, "I'm not voting." And so the stat that I got from someone who seems to be able to dig out good information, and I'm pretty sure I remembered right, 2 Republicans didn't vote, and 5 Dems did not vote for Hillary.
Really? In relation to...
when they did the voting in the Electoral College, when they took the vote...
Oh, okay.
The results of the Electoral College, 2 Republicans didn't vote. One already declared before the vote. And then the other 5 of the Dem electoral people,
yeah,
5 of them didn't vote for Hillary.
I remember there was talk of that, but in the afterglow of Trump winning, I never followed up on whether anybody did that or not.
That's interesting. We might have to look that up.
Because we had talked at the time, if there were threats to do that, we talked at the time of what legal repercussions would there be against an elector not following the will of the people.
Yeah, interesting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, good point. Anything else, Elaine?
No, I just thought Joe, as usual, gets a really spot-on comment about the comedy tour.
I'm sure we're going to hear from Joe by the end of the hour because you did invoke his name. So, all right. Well, thanks, Elaine. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Take care.
Goodbye.
Somebody said on Facebook that Joe and I come across as cranky and Janice comes across as grating. What drugs are you on?
All right. Well, speaking of cranky, we all heard the Spartacus moment from Cory Booker, right? So let's set. We've got a great montage, and this is a nice track. Derek, you got track. Well, it'll be the first track there, ready. And this is a montage of the process of the Spartacus moment from Cory Booker, right? Go ahead and play it. Let's pay attention.
I understand that the penalty comes with potential ousting from the Senate. I'm releasing committee confidential documents.
Mr. Chairman, here's the interesting piece of that. Those emails had already been cleared for release by the committee.
Several other documents that were supposedly, quote unquote, committee confidential were released by Democrats Thursday morning, but it turns out, as I understand it, they were actually pre-cleared for public release.
This is about the closest I'll probably ever have in my life to an I am Spartacus moment.
I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus!
The senators, at least, were leading people to believe that they were releasing this against the will of the Republicans. What was then revealed was that, in fact, Republicans had looked at all these documents and prepared to release them, and they were eventually released.
The information that he was talking about had actually already been made publicly available.
Late Wednesday night, GOP Senator Mike Lee vowed to work with Booker to get the documents released, even walking across the room to shake on it. Just after 11 a.m. this morning, Booker released 4 documents via email and Twitter and said this about Cornyn.
I think he was just like most bullies are, a lot of talk and no action.
Wondering if the documents were actually those Lee had worked with Booker to release.
If you don't care about classified information read in front of the entire nation, and the rules don't matter to you, even when you can't even violate those rules the right way, out of a stunning amount of incompetence.
That is irresponsible and outrageous, and I hope that the senator will reconsider his decision, because No senator deserves to sit on this committee or serve in the Senate, in my view, if they decide to be a law unto themselves and willingly flout the rules of the Senate and the determination of confidentiality and classification. That is irresponsible and conduct unbecoming a senator.
A short time later, Senate Judiciary Committee staffers told reporters that the documents in question had indeed been cleared by 4 a.m. and that Senators Blumenthal, Booker, Coons, and Leahy had been notified shortly thereafter.
Okay. So
where did Cronin say? Didn't he say something about? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting.
Well, I don't know that.
He said something even for a guy who's running for president in 2020, you know?
And that's exactly what this was. Folks, you're not paying attention if you don't understand what's going on here. Those documents were already cleared at 4 a.m. in the morning. At 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning, whenever the hearing is on, Cory Booker says, I'm going to release these emails and you can censure me. And he's trying to be the rebel.
I'm
trying
to
be
do
the
something
Spartacus.
heroic.
Yes. But you know what? And then Blumenthal and the other ones all backed him up and said, yes, go ahead. He's a right to be the rebel. He wasn't even being a rebel.
Yeah.
You coward trying to take credit for being a rebel, and you're not because they were already cleared. You knew you weren't in any trouble.
He fell on his rubber sword. Yeah, that's what he did. He fell on his rubber sword. He knew it was a rubber sword.
This man is nothing but a joke, a clown, a showman, and that's what this is. It's a three-ring circus that the Democrats are putting up, trying to gin up their base and the American people. This is as phony as it gets, folks.
It is. I heard Ruth Bader Ginsburg in an interview say, I knew Spartacus. You're no Spartacus, sir.
This is nothing but a travesty, a comedy of errors. It is pathetic. Once you look at the real facts of what the Democrats are doing, it's pathetic. It is very, very poor. And people, I want you to get out. We got 60 days, give or take, to the election. And I want you to get out and let's put the death knell on the Democratic Party. Do not vote for any Democrats. I don't care if it's a state, local, or national election. Hit that. I'm not a big fan of straight ticket voting. I really am not. Mm-hmm. But in this instance, in 2018, go into that voting
booth. Go to the
booth
motions and click every Republican.
Yes. Just hit the straight ticket Republican vote if you have to. And if you have to click each one in those states that don't have straight ticket voting, just go completely Republican. You can't go wrong this time.
A vote for Debbie Dingell is a vote for Nancy Pelosi. There's just no two ways about it. A vote for
Debbie
Stabenow, thank you, is a vote for Chuck Schumer. Yeah. There's just no two ways about it. Ask your neighbors. When anybody says, oh, but Trump is, hey, do you want to go back to high unemployment? Do you want to watch the stock market dive? Do you want to watch, I said unemployment already. Man, do you want to see all these things happen that will be the demise of this country? Do you not like the path we're on right now? Ignore the fact that you're being lied to that, racism is on the rise. Prove it. It's not.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I mean, that's all they've got is a bunch of negative lies.
Look, Michigan, in 2016, you voted Donald Trump. You beat the odds, you beat the polling, and you voted for a guy because you knew he wasn't just your typical lying politician, whether he's Republican or Democrat, doesn't matter. Most politicians are lying to you, and even if they're not lying, they're not making the effort to fulfill their campaign promises.
That's most.
Most. Donald Trump is. Donald Trump is the guy that is fulfilling every campaign promise he made to me. And I'm happy with his results because you know what? Layoffs across the country at a 50-year low. 50-year low,
we can't
folks.
find people to man the presses and the lines at work. We can't.
Yes.
We're sitting there because people are getting burned out working 12-hour shifts 7 days a week trying to make production. We need people, and ours is not the only plant.
Yeah.
It's endemic.
There are jobs.
Wages are going up. I've seen wages going up.
Yeah. Folks, even if you don't have your GED, get out and start applying because there are jobs you can get for $12, $15, $20 an hour. You'll get trained. Gruber's got that MichiganConstruction.com website.
Yes.
There are jobs in construction all over the place, and they will train you and pay you as you get trained. Here's another Trump economy moment. Manufacturing growth hits a 14-year high. Mr. Obama, you did not build that. Jasmine was right.
Yeah.
You did not build this economy, Mr. Obama. This is a Trump economy, not an Obama economy. The Obama economy was people on welfare. Mm-hmm. That's what he wanted because he can control people on welfare, and that's what Democrats stand for.
Where growth would never be more than 2% ever again. That was Obama.
That was Obama saying that.
He's taking claim for an economy that's booming when he predicted it would never boom.
Yeah.
What a maroon.
Yeah, and I talked with some people